dream.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Aberdeen, Washington, weighing 202 pounds, Bryan Danielson.
Well, you can tell by the rousing ovation from the FCW arena the respect that this man has earned worldwide for his accomplishments. And now, for the first time ever, Bryan Danielson, international superstar, makes his Florida Championship Wrestling debut.
Well, this is a debut, Saxton, but everybody in this building knows exactly who he is. That's how big his reputation is. This should be a classic encounter.
Introducing his opponent, from Brooklyn, New York, weighing 209 pounds, Kaval.
The World Warrior, the man who at one time was put out of action for nearly a year, at one time was told he would never compete again, and has now returned better than ever. Indeed, one of the most feared superstars to ever step foot inside the ring.
You know, the mere sight of Kaval stood opposite you in a ring is enough to terrify some of the best competitors in the world. Danielson in no way intimidated, though.
Well, folks, what you may not know is that despite the fact that this is the first time Bryan Danielson is competing inside an FCW ring, Kaval and Danielson know each other very well. They have competed on different continents, different countries. They have had numerous classics, numerous ultra-competitive matches, and now we are blessed, we are lucky to have the opportunity to have this match presented for us on FCW television.
Well, England, Japan, Mexico, Timbuktu, I don't care where you go in the world, Bryan Danielson's been there already and won a title. And this is his chance to prove to everyone here in Florida, everyone in FCW, just how good he is.
Danielson, known in some circles as the American Dragon, certainly showing a great deal of flexibility, as Kaval, indeed known for his unorthodox yet very vicious and dominating style. Shoulders down, almost ended quickly.
Oh, these are two of the best technical wrestlers in the world. If you want innovation,
gosh,
you want innovation, you want surprises, watch this matchup. Two of the best in there right now.
I mean, those shots from Kaval to the groin area of Bryan Danielson, potentially debilitating. Danielson trained by, at one time, none other than the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Well, I'm sure is very proud of what his protege has done.
Well, the FCW faithful certainly roaring their approval so far. This really is an education to some of the younger superstars here in FCW.
You've got to believe perhaps somewhere in the mind of Kaval, who's not one for many words, but perhaps Kaval almost feels protective of the fact that for quite some time FCW has been his territory, and now the man who has become his bitter rival now enters that territory and will attempt to, take the proverbial spot that Kaval has owned. Cover. Those cat-like reflexes of Kaval, just amazing to watch. The precision, the balance, and the effectiveness of the World Warrior.
Holding absolutely nothing back. Kaval desperately wants to win this match. And you know, I've heard it said that Danielson is the best in the world. He's going to have to bring his A-game tonight to beat Kaval. We know the form that Kaval is in. We saw what he did to Escobar. Escobar has not been the same since.
If you want to be the best in the world, FCW is the place to be. And of course, the ultimate goal of, oh man, advancing to World Wrestling Entertainment. And look at the speed of Kaval.
Flying bicycle kick. Oh, Danielson still able to kick out.
Such forceful kicks, forceful offense of Kaval. And never seems to look unfazed, yet Bryan Danielson from behind matching Kaval. Remember, these two know each other so well.
And Kaval looks in real agony there. You talk about knee injuries, forget that right now. That elbow looks like it is shot, Saxton.
Well, very well could be. This is Bryan Danielson. We're certainly...
arm hyperextended.
Oh, gosh.
Saxton, he bent the arm completely the opposite way that joint is supposed to bend.
We're getting our first taste of why Bryan Danielson is so widely respected around. Oh my gosh, the arm is not
torture, Saxton,
to bend that way. Danielson again trying to go for the win.
Danielson has the anatomical knowledge of a surgeon. Going to town on that elbow of Kaval. You saw the frustration in Kaval's face. He knows how bad the damage is. He's been under the knife before.
Well, you know, and Kaval knows how competitive, how challenging a match with Bryan Danielson will be. Again, he's been there multiple times, and now perhaps on the grander stage here in FCW, Kaval knew going in he would have to bring 110% to the table in order to capture a victory against Bryan Danielson. And the key is to know that I guarantee you Bryan Danielson knows the same thing.
Kaval desperately trying to shake up that arm injury.
Again, multiple kicks to the chest.
And again, we see the hindrance that arm injury is causing to Kaval.
But Kaval always seems so resourceful. Take out one aspect of his offense, and Kaval with that snapping kick to the head.
He can strike you from any angle.
And oh, look at Danielson. How well has Bryan Danielson scouted Kaval? How many tapes has Bryan Danielson watched? How many matches has Bryan Danielson learned from to counter Kaval's offense? Oh my gosh! Double stomp! Sort of a modified Warriors way.
And believe me, if that had come off the top rope, this one would have been over.
Danielson in the corner, Kaval hurt.
Danielson desperately trying to get some air back in his chest after that huge stomp.
Oh, watch Kaval fly, and Danielson out of the way. Once again, scouting. Kaval, sit out, butterfly suplex.
And Kaval desperately trying to block this hole from getting fully applied. If Danielson can break those hands apart, which he has, this one has to be over.
Oh, Kaval, look at that. Look at the ring awareness. Kaval able to find that bottom rope.
Well, Kaval had one way out and one way only once those hands were broken apart, and he was fortunate enough to make it to the bottom rope. Counter for counter. These men are putting on a clinic for us here tonight.
Bryan Danielson knows the world is watching. He knows FCW is watching. He knows the higher-ups in the WWE are watching to see what Danielson brings to the table.
Feet up at the last minute from Kaval, saving himself.
Again, the feet. The lethal, forceful feet of Kaval coming into play. Is this it?
Did you see Danielson's head snap back, whiplash style from that top turnbuckle?
Well, this is the sort of match you just don't walk away from. And maybe Kaval going up top. Maybe Kaval thinking about Warriors way, but Danielson
ready and waiting for him. And Kaval in an incredibly precarious position right now.
Danielson beating Kaval to the punch, and now both men perched on that second rope. Looks like Danielson somehow trying to maneuver Kaval, who is hanging on for dear life, headbutting Danielson, creating separation, and now Danielson in position, top rope, Kaval, Warriors way! Wow!
Here is your winner, Kaval!
Well, what a performance from both men. Take nothing away from Danielson. This entire arena on their feet, giving these two superstars a standing ovation, a well-deserved standing ovation.
Well-deserved indeed. Both these superstars proving why they are two of the best in the world. Take a look at this matchup. It's like a highlight reel. Back and forth, counter for counter. Two superstars who know each other like the back of their hands, only to culminate with Kaval creating enough separation to deliver Warriors way from the top rope and spoiling the debut of Bryan Danielson and what can simply be described as a 5-star match.